Alright, hello y'all. Today I'm going to be introducing my new idea of Dragon Ball Oasis Apex. Or we could just call it Dragon Ball OA. This is a series where I remix and take into my own hands of Dragon Ball, right? The masterpiece, the one anime that we all know, Mexico knows, everybody knows this anime, right? I love this show, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to pay it some homage with my creativity, right? And why I want to do this is because, I was watching what if content. What if Goku was this? What if Vegeta did this? What if this happened? What if this was a key event or main event in the show? And I started picking those up from different YouTubers, right? And I'm like, all right, what if I just do this my own way? So I started writing my own. I started picking up my computer, my keyboard, and I just started cooking. Just started adding characters, doing this, revising, adding, deleting, doing the same thing until I came across making this big project, which is Dragon Ball Oasis Apex. And I don't know if I'm going to make it to the point one day where if it's going to be animated or if I'm going to have my own manga of this show. I pray I do, I hope I do, but I don't know when exactly is going to come, alright? Or when the day is going to be like, alright, Totaro's going to help me with this, or Toyotaro, my fault. But yeah, it's all respects to Akira Toriyama and his creations. But my goal of the show is to give those, even though if you're non-Christian, it doesn't. I don't care, bro. You can still watch. You can still take the lessons and apply them to life. But my philosophy here, or what I'm trying to say here, is that I'm trying to incorporate biblical lessons where it teaches people about mercy, forgiveness, um, not, no, like humility, things of that nature, perseverance, keep on getting back up and becoming better every single day. And those are the type of things I want to incorporate into the series, right? Even though, yeah, that's the main lesson, probably what you can see in the regular Dragon Ball. Even though you have to look back twice, you probably have to see an edit of somebody doing that, where it specifically highlights those parts in Dragon Ball. But um, I also am going to be adding characters such as Beat from Super Dragon Ball Heroes, Ballad and Giblet from Dragon Ball Legends, characters like Nas, Rygor, Raikon, if you know that. It's just ball knowledge, but it's like very, very fan made, fan fiction. I'm not trying to make this to one big power fantasy or anything like that. But it's just the fact that I want to create, right? And if you're here for this, thank you. I respect that. And if you want to help me create this and push this project out, please, by all means, go ahead. I'd really thank you. Like, personally, from the bottom of my heart, bro. I really appreciate that. And if you want to see this succeed, you can just give me subscribe, give me a like, or just give me some prayers, and or you can just give me some encouragement. I don't know. Anything helps. Anything helps. So I'm glad if you do that. I'm glad if you listen to my message, right? A lot of things are changed in this anime. Of course, you can have the original characters, the original cast from Dragon Ball, but I changed a lot of things. I add new characters. I wouldn't say much of a self-insert because I don't know what's with people put in self-insert. I'm not against it or anything. I'm just trying to figure out if people are against that idea of self-inserting into shows. I mean, it seems pretty fun. No, but I mean, it is what it is. I did take a lot of inspiration from many different shows, and especially there is this one twist where the Saiyans in my show, they're able to breathe in space, right? But they also have something similar to Superman or the Kryptonians, where they're powered by the sun. But they're not powered by the sun because you see with Saiyans, right? Their thing with the moon, full moons or just moons in general, they're actually powered by moons instead of the sun, right? With each moon, it gives like a 1.15 times boost to their power in base, and that stacks with each moon. So if there's two moons, it's like 1.3. If it's 3 moons or 4 moons. 4 moons is 1.5, 1.4. And yeah, that's broken, right? That's broken. But the thing is about it being broken is that the villains and the conflicts in my story is much more drastic than it was. Just because of that. Multiversal war, Dicor, Shadow Dragons, things of that nature and also transformations. Transformations, they all have like some sort of downside if it's not mastered or perfected, where some of them could possibly lose the transformation, die, or just become a pawn in the show, but still be somewhat important. And that's the thing in my show. I want to show the greatness of display, the greatness of creativity, and I want to show you all that what I have in store is something generational. I believe it really is something generational. You might not be able to see it, but I see it. I see it heavy, right? In my show, there's different planets. There's added planets, right? Planets where it's like, okay, there's this planet with 100 times gravity, and I gave Saiyans and other races, many different races, more lore and consistency than what they were in the original Dragon Ball. And I did this in honor of Akira Toriyama himself, because there's some things where the original plans for his shows were changed by the studio because they said this was too and this was bad. I'm like, bro, this is his show, this is his creativity, and I really want to honor that in respect of him and for what he had in his mind and his creation. I wanted to honor that with what I have and my creativity myself. So for those that are watching, I've taken aspects from many different shows, such as Dragon Ball Alteration, Dragon Ball Kakame, Dragon Ball AF, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super, all different types of Dragon Ball shows, what ifs, from YouTubers like Salad Stan, Karthi Dojo, Smudge Stick, Zenkai DBS, Anime Ball Z, Major Dragon, Goku T23, people like that, Techstar, and things of that nature. Those people, that's where I get the inspiration from. Then I get it from Toyotaro, my fault, and Young GGG, who made Dragon Ball AF in the first place. And you see where they start from. They start from little. They had the idea, right? Then they post the idea. They start drawing. They start doing that. I'm gonna learn how to draw manga. Eventually, I'm gonna learn how to do that. I'm gonna become something, a prospect. And if you guys just give me your time and respect, I will surely honor this. Even though I'm going to school soon after this break or whatever, I'm still gonna be looking up to this dream and what I have in the future. I'm still gonna be looking up to the money. What I have in my life is something I wanted to share, something I want to give for people to realize this is true creativity. This is what God had in store for us. If you're not Christian, okay, my fault for that line. I'm not trying to preach to you. I'm not trying to do all that. I'm not trying to convert you or anything. But I'm saying this is what creativity is on display. All right. And with that being said, thank you for watching. And I'll be eventually posting a video soon. I don't know what type of editing studio or software I'll use in school because we use different computers, don't use our own. But I'll try something out. I'll figure something out. I'll make sure I could do something to post videos. I'll figure something out, right? And yes, with that being said, I hope you guys take this and say, all right, while he's doing this, I'm going to support him. If you can subscribe, like, do anything in that nature, I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys another time when I post the first video or the part 1 of my plans and what's going on.